feet because I know I'm going to be doing a lot of running, a lot of catching up all day today just to try to keep in pace with you. I know you might be way down the road from me, but you know what? You know who's not way down the road from us?
Who is it?
That side station matchup. We're going to get a quick look into Fire and Ice and Team Queso, a match that you were very interested in, and I'm sure a lot of people in our chat would love to have this one on the screen all day long. And coming into it, they're in the middle of map 1, and Blaze, Fire and Ice finally gets a lead back from Team Queso. We come into it with Queso leading over the squad of Fire and Ice.
Man, I appreciate you there, young Midoriya, as you pass that one on to me here. As you see, a 15-point lead here for Fire and Ice. The fact that Queso got him this early, I hate we didn't catch this game from the start, folks, but we are here now in the midst of the action. Fire and Ice here controlling the neutral hill, well, controlling center line positioning right now, rotating over here towards next. It's nothing but scrap time on this hill. 15 seconds left. You will see Team Queso rotating across map towards next. Which Fire and Ice will be holding down here towards center line. So now we gotta see if Team Queso can break through. Multiple smokes, multiple flashes here on the ground, but you see Fire and Ice with some beautiful Lancer angles. The crossfire is there, multiple kills coming through as well. And F&I will hold the line. And there's a frag grenade. You can call that the cherry on top, but I don't think Queso like cherries. But anyway, Dyslexic moves through, gets two. That's the third, and that's the hold.
Hey, cheese and cherries doesn't have quite the same ring to it as peaches and cream. You know what I'm saying? Peaches and cream just sounds like it tastes a little bit better than cheese and cherries. Right now, though, Cristalize, he's going to try to make some shredded cheese out of the players from Fire and Ice, and I love the fight out of Cristalize. He finally comes away with a kill, still trying to be a nuisance on that right side of the hill, trying to push up in. And look at the way that they overtook. They kept pressure so much in that right little cubby corner through that choke point that they were able to rotate up through the middle stairwell. And Dyslexic now has to worry about his life. He got 2 big shots on Cristalize. That was a pretty picture-perfect play from that cubby right there, if I do say so myself.
Nah, I agree with you on that one, but now we got Sleeafer and Rezik at the front door. Beautiful shots here from Rezik. Gets in for the cleanup. Sleeafer will fall, but Rezik holds the line. Gets 1, gets 2, making a triple kill as the quad's in front of him, but he stays composed. But he's like, you know what? Oh, I want the highlight reel, but Toti said, chill out. Chill out with it. He gets the remaining scrap time. Now you have to rotate towards next, where Team Queso will be set up. Beautiful kills coming out of there from Rezik to really force that spawn towards the opposite end of the map. You can't say enough about that single play right here, but let's see what it equates to as Team Queso set up the defensive squad, getting ready for another team fight, Collar.
I like the play in the backside of the road. Rezik is actually going to be set up here with the teammate Cristalize. It's going to be a 2v2 all the way across the map. They're actually trying to make sure that they can't get the secondary angle. Dyslexic and Toti have to find a way to get through this little defensive stand that Team Queso has set up. Team Queso, as long as they can hold this, they can kind of push back into that library. They can take that fight back over if they need to. And with that first down onto Fearzly, things might open wide up because they are continuing to pressure up now, trying to get either of these kills. But the team revives from Fire and Ice might be and are just a little too good.
Now, will that be the team fight that Team Queso is going to regret losing? Because the first duo won their fight, and so those 2 players respawn. But with Fire and Ice winning the latest fight, it turned into a quick 4v2 momentarily, where they were able to capitalize on this hill. So that was a blunder there from those from the members of Team Queso at the top end of the map. Even though they should have got those kills, they stay alive. Their squad is in a way better position, but that's neither here nor there anymore. As you're going to see, 288 for Fire and Ice, 12 seconds away from closing this one out. This hill is about to be scrap time momentarily as Xclusive comes in and gets multiple kills, but those kills may not be some of the best kills they can get in this moment. They clear up the hill. They're going to have to start rotating towards next, and it's a race.
And 12 seconds left for Fire and Ice. What Fire and Ice can do here is they can delay this out. If they want to just play a little pressure early on and then rotate back for the fragmentations, maybe even that secondary drop shot at the later part of this hill, they can do so. But they try to just push right into it. Toti's going to go down. He's the 3rd person killed off. One more player. It's going to be Xploidz. He's hanging out back here, just trying to wait in the wings now. He's going to get pinched. I actually hate this for him. Cristalize is spawned up on the other side of the church from the top of the Speyer. Here is going to be a little death pit. Cristalize, go for the finish, buddy. Yeah, good turn and burn right there just to make sure that Toti can't come in for the revive. And now they've got the front side locked down. This is 2 good defensive holds for Team Queso in this hill, and it might even, with 45 seconds left, get them close enough to even, like, almost tie the damn game up.
What I love about that, they're being so productive right there, Colin, moving out, getting their kills, assessing their numbers, not sitting back and waiting for their opponent to reach a certain point. They say, hey, keep staggering them, be aggressive. We got to keep these guys off balance, make them uncomfortable here in this team fight. The flashes come through. Toti has no opening. Xploidz finds a kill. His teammates get in, and at the roundabout, this is a difficult fight. Beautiful shots hit from Xploidz, but the Lancer fire coming through from the top portion of the stairs will allow Team Queso to get the damage that they need and clean up these kills. But with 15 points remaining, nobody left in the area, and a drop shot acquired here by Fire and Ice. Team Queso needs to get out. They need to get to Next, but now Fire and Ice with the power weapon, Colin. We're here at Next. It's a center line hill. It's honestly anybody's game.
And what you got to say, what's going to happen is Toti's going to have to hit this drop. And it's not really a drop to try to get into the hill. It's a drop to break that spawn point up. Beautiful little active. It keeps them off the hill, gives them a couple of points. Now you're going to see them fly out. They have to get back into that same cubby, but Dyslexic is taking over the flank position. Shots on, L triggers out. Klill's cleaned up left, right, and center. Fire and Ice, they strike first over the side of Team Queso. They take it 300 to 262.
Nothing but kills. We call those objective kills. Kills in the hills. Fire and Ice got them all there in the end, locking in map number 1. But folks, it was close. It was close, and that tells me, man, Team Queso came to play today. But this is just our side station matchup. Look at it. For 34 kills at the top for Toti. He wasn't playing around, Colin. Because they got two tough matchups in Fire and Ice and E United at the end of the day for our main match on broadcast. We're here on Checkout. Queso versus FNI, round number 1. And it's Queso with a man advantage. Make it a 2v2 now as Toti moves in. He gets it down on Toti. Cristalize needs to hit the back A, but can he get the revive? Yes, he will. 2v1 situation here. Fearzly, you got your hands full, and this sniper looking to take your block off.
I think they're going to find a body shot on a Fearzly. That's going to be the that's the thing that they're going to figure out. They need to get this body shot on and then allow Cristalize to maybe take that 1v. Big back A out of Cristalize will settle Fearzly down.
This is doable.
And this is really... Fearzly's put himself in a great position. I always joke around when it comes to 2v1s that you got to keep both people within a 45-degree angle of you. And he does that until the very end. He gets a little greedy, wants to go for maybe a third shot, realizes he's getting pushed from the right-hand side, and gets taken down. And that's one of those things where maybe he gets that second shot, maybe even that third shot, and gets the down. Now you're going to see him just rotate around and play that last 1v1 however slow he needs to. But I love the fact that Team Queso takes the lump in the first map and they say, look, let's come out in the first round of the second map and take a dub and try to take care of business.
Yeah, they had to set the tone right there. Good job there to Queso. As we're going to see Sleeafer here playing towards the platform. Multiple smokes in front of him. Got eyes on 2 players there. Cristalize is the focus here for FNI, but Sleeafer to the platform wasn't able to get the nades, but here comes help. The pinch in the middle gets the first down. Dyslexic finds one out towards the 1v1. He has 2 free throws coming out. Can't connect with one. The second nade in hand, 3v2. Team Queso with the advantage, but for how long? Because Dyslexic with the nade in his back pocket and Fearzly hitting shots like that, it's only a matter of time here. Oh.
God, just full red for both squads. And Fearzly actually tries to play back with Snub to try to get that last kill, but can't get a chance to get the shot. My goodness. And Blaze, real quick, one of the things that I've been harping on for squads lately, and I think, you know, you'll probably love this kind of stat. You'll love the idea of this deep dive. Are squads that can't convert. Right there, Fire and Ice doesn't just get the first kill. It's not even a trade first kill. It's not a jeopardizing first kill. There was about 4 to 5 seconds between them losing their first player and Team Queso losing theirs, and Team Queso gets the comeback. They can't convert on the first blood.
Yeah, you really have to do that in that situation right there. Be able to assess your numbers as quickly as possible to get those kills. As you're going to see a 2v2 situation here on screen. Sniper in the hand of Xploidz misses his first shot, but here's the pinch. Xclusive cannot get out of that situation. But Rezik with the nade kill makes it a 1v1. Has no more nades in his back pocket. Just a Lancer, his shotgun, and his pistol going up against one of the best snipers our league has ever seen.
Rezik, I think right here, I need to know where the hill is. I think the first round, I think This should be third round, so I think it's inside of electronics, I think. If I'm Rezik, you've got the movement. You might be able to bounce out and not take a body shot, but the way that he's playing over this, that hill must be back there at the checkout. It must be back on the side of the map because there's no way he wouldn't be trying to rotate around. As good as Rezik is in the 1v1, he doesn't need to take it if it's on the opposite side. It's behind him. If it was electronics, yeah, like you said, he just hold off. He says, you gotta get past me. He'll take a draw with him having a power weapon. But also, Rezik is a sniper of its own. He knows how to dodge these shots. He's not taking no fakes, no bait. Off his left hand with the shoulder lean, he's ready for some action, folks. 1 second on the clock. The heal is here. Is it a draw? Do they go for it? Who makes the first move? Who wants it? Rezik. He's like, I double dog dare you. Go for it. You on your right hand. 20 on the clock. I think, oh, this would be brilliant. I'm trying to think of the strategy that maybe Rezik could pull out of his back pocket. He's done it before, and I've actually watched him in a scrim do it. He does the reverse roadie run instead of up-Aing straight at your opponent or up-Aing and hitting left toward the hill. He up-A's and then holds directly back. So that first shot misses and a little roadie strafe can get you in the hill and force your opponent out of that cover. But we end up getting a stalemate.
Can I get some respects in the chat?
I mean, that is a lot of respect. That's a lot of respect.
It's a lot.
They said, look, I don't want to take this chance and possibly lose a round. And I actually like that from Rezik. We got a 2-0 lead, but just maintain it. You got to come at us. Well.
It was all up to Xploidz on his right hand to move in there and to make the play, but he didn't have the cojones to do it, folks, okay? We're going to a round number 4. Still 2-0 here for Queso. Sleeafer on the platform once again takes a lot of shots. Didn't get marked, but the hit marker was there. Fire and Ice, they go in for the sniper. Beautiful shot there from Xploidz. The down comes through. Sleeafer capitalizing on the nades. Revives is in. Team Queso 4v2. Xploidz can't go anywhere. Great effort, but now Rezik with nades in hand. He says, get past this. Oh, Dyslexic said, do you know who I am? I don't care how many nades you got. I don't give a damn about your Lancer, but winning a 1v4 is too difficult.
That's just a silly play. I mean, man drops 2 frag grenades and just lances you as you run at him. And that's Dyslexic saying, I'm getting mine, all right? I'm going 4-4. I ain't having less than a 1 OKD, all right? I'm not dying right here and being 3-5. I can tell you that much. 3-4. I can tell you that much.
All right, now we head here into round number 5. Team Queso 3-0. Sleeafer, he's been doing good work on his platform. I love the bank of the flash to get the nades, but 2 quick tosses. He knows exactly where he wants to go. Forces his opponents in front of him. Gets the inside kill. Gets the shotgun, and Rezik from downtown with the nade connects. Team Queso with one of the most flawless initials I've seen on checkout in a while.
This has been a really dominant performance here in this map number 2, Blaze. Out of the 5 rounds that we've seen, Queso's won 4 of the 5 first bloods, and they even got a retake on the 1 first blood they didn't win. Of course, we have that stalemate right there in the middle. That's why it's not a 5-0 and it's only a 4-0. But they have nonetheless won 4 out of the 5 first bloods, excuse me.
All right, here we go. Team Queso gets the incendiary grenades once again, and Sleeafer, precision aim as if he would have had a markset in hand. No kills coming through, but here on the platform, Xploidz finds one. Sleeafer evens the odds. Dyslexic comes through from the 1v1 position to pick up 2. That is Fire and Ice's first round on the board. And good job to them on that one, because once again, man, I feel like they're putting more of the emphasis in that 1v1 spot and out wide on snipe and trying to kind of collapse on these Team Queso members. And that's the first time it really worked out for them.
I'm actually surprised that Dyslexic was able to run straight through the back of the checkout, kind of unnoticed. He didn't go through the 1v, he didn't go through photos, through the frags. He went straight through checkout, and I guess all the extra smokes really got him lost in the sauce. But I mean, he came out on the other side. He up-A'd 2 players right there at the fridge to get those downs and damage and get those kills in the bank for him. And Dyslexic again, he goes on a little bit of a tirade, a little bit of a tear, giving first blood over to the side of Fire and Ice. And Team Queso, they don't have an answer for the overload. They were fine and dandy. They were well and handy when it came to that 3v3 back there. But you had somebody like Dyslexic, and the speed at which he maneuvers just disrupts the entire balance.
That is the counter to all the plays that Sleeafer made in the first 5 rounds. But now, how the hell does Team Queso counter against that? It comes in play of Rezik, because if he's getting free nades, if his position is open, he cannot be indecisive. That buys. That's just seconds wasted here. Now we can see it is 1v1, but look at the cutaway. Can Rezik match it? He will, but back to the platform. It's a 3v3, and it will be for a while. 2 incendiary nades for Sleeafer. The first one doesn't connect, but he holds the second, as he should. This is going to slow down here just a bit. The sniper wasn't acquired, and now you ask me, Team Queso with a clear advantage having that one incendiary grenade.
Cristalize has to keep checking Dyslexic, really.
Cristalize the cross on Rezik. Rezik's going down.
No, he found the little niche that he can move around and go down. Sleeper has to worry about himself. Beautiful job across the top side of those checkout lanes. Cristalize now has to play Kevin Costner. He's got to be a bodyguard for a hot minute. Rezik, he's going to get taken down to the 1v1 against Dyslexic, which should force Team Queso out into the action. They should push across these lanes, trying to get shots on. Team Revive's coming out. Beautiful job there on the extra shot around the cubby corner. Trying to go over the left-hand up A. Won't be able to get it. They're getting a lot of downs, but they're not converting these kills just yet until now. Now it's an official 2v2 unless Cristalize gets revived. There we go. He's going to pick him back up, but they're in no man's land. They've got to rotate around. The roadie strafe comes out, but Cristalize third down and out on the sniper rifle. Now the double shot out of Xclusive. Not going to be able to get a kill. He's going to go down. Fire and Ice. They get first blood. They get the last blood, and they are 1 round away from tying it up.
Oh, man. We saw the one shot right there that Xclusive missed, because after the revive didn't come through, he got aggressive. He had a beautiful spread, but then he held that shot, and when he missed it, he knew it was all kind of downhill from there. But great effort there. Once that 1v1 was lost, they had to press forward a little bit quicker, and I think they did as soon as they was able to kind of process that call out. Great effort from Team Queso, but even better effort from Fire and Ice, and great aggressive plays from Dyslexic on the flank to really spread those numbers out and create openings the way that he did. But Sleeafer with the hot hands once again can't be stopped on the platform. Here comes Fearzly trying to press forward, make a play. Almost, he gets one. Almost got a second 3v1 on the map here. All up to Dyslexic, and he can't do much about that one. That's a 5-3 lead here for Team Queso.
Blaze, you come from a pro player experience background, and I need your opinion. I need your insight on this, because I'm at the end of the day, I'm just a lot of hot air that gets really excited. Why in God's name would they move away from having Dyslexic in the fight if for 3 rounds in a row they absolutely were just faster than Team Queso was to the punch?
I think you still have to switch it up every now and then. This may be the round where he goes immediately. You can kind of tell by him taking that mid lane. And Rezik's not going to match his energy just yet. 3v3 off the start. Sleeafer feels super comfortable, but after 5, 6, 8 rounds of winning that fight, maybe too comfortable. Snipe picked up. First blood comes through for F&I. Toti here with the snipe in hand, looking for the body shot. Gets more than he wanted right there, or he gets exactly what he wanted, more than I expected is better to say it. 2v3. That's in favor of Team Queso. F&I here with the lead, and the nades go out. They connect,
perfect nade.
But a better
Rezik
headshot.
in a 2v1. They should just approach him here. Double shot down. Trying to play defensively. Hit some good little body shots there. Can't get this down to come through. There's the wide angle. Xploidz pulls Lancer. He knows that they've kept him a little bit damaged. They get the shots on. They take him down. 5-4 going into round number 11. This is one of those situations where that stalemate might have been just a little too much for Fire and Ice to overcome, and might give Team Queso the round they need really to finish this map off. Fire and Ice are forced to win this one. They got to play perfect here, and I think one of the things that we're going to see them do is, I like this from Dyslexic. He plays back a little bit. He actually stalls out. He's going to go for those frag grenades. It's a 3v4 on this side of the map. Team Queso doesn't know it, though, to the point enough where they're not being able to push forward, and now Dyslexic has free nades, and he's going to be able to throw those things and just absolutely disrupt anything that Queso had planned, and that has to be a miscommunication. Why in God's green earth did Sleeafer just waltz out in front of God and everybody?
You heard me say, oh no, earlier, right? Okay, that's because I saw the play there from Team Queso to kind of really rush towards that back lane and be super aggressive. But Sleeafer hesitated for some reason. I don't know why he hesitated, because he's been at platform every single round, and when he doesn't go there, Fire and Ice is like, what the hell is going on? Something's not right. Something's wrong here. So by Team Queso, I guess just being indecisive, slowing it down, it gave Fire and Ice enough opportunity, enough time to make the perfect play right there and set up with the perfect defense and stop that. So great job to them. But folks, We're in a round 11, technically a round 12, but we won't go there. Sleeafer here, flash in the secondary. He gets stunned as well. Here comes Fearzly, takes a shot from the side. Sleeafer sets the pace, sets the tone, but the inside player there of Cristalize cannot capitalize. We come on over towards Fire and Ice. Some shots towards the inside. Cristalize with the pick up the side roll. But is the revive there? It is, but here comes Sleeafer and Xclusive double down. They set the tone. They take control. They take over 2v2, 2v1. Team Queso, they take it here in round 12.
A 4v4 mounted up at the backside of the checkout, and Blaze, it gets stuffed by the side of Team Queso. That's a beautiful job not letting Dyslexic get loose. It's what started the comeback for Fire and Ice and what was their prominent move going forward in that map number 2. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Team Queso, Fire and Ice, tied 1-1. We'll come back with Escalation right after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Gears Pro League Fifth Free Phase 2 day number 6. I'm your boy Blaze, joined with the fantastic, wonderful, sensational Colin the Pro Clark. I don't know where that came from, but whenever I just like mention your name, it comes with so much energy. So, hey, it is what it is here. But the series is 1-1 here. We watched Team Queso and Fire and Ice battle it out on Speyer control and checkout execution. And man, was this a nail biter, Colin. When it came down towards the stats, round by round, what were you able to decipher?
I think one of the things that people got to learn about execution, especially when it comes to the pro level, there's a lot of times in ranked and customs, you can come away with an extra retake or an extra first blood that you don't convert. When it comes to this high intensity level, when it comes to the top of the food chain, you must convert first bloods. We played 12 rounds. Queso got 6 first bloods. Fire and Ice got 6 first bloods. We had a stalemated round number 3 because Rezik said, y'all are going to have to chase us the rest of this map. Fire and Ice did just that, and they didn't just chase them. Fire and Ice failed at converting 1 of their first bloods. They only had a 5-for-6 conversion rate. They lost 1 round where they got first blood, and that was the difference maker. That was the round that came through and gave the extra round over to Queso to get it tied up 1-1 going into Vasgar. Blaze, we couldn't ask for better when it comes to our pros than to have it get levied out by 1 round, 1 kill, 1 first blood.
And that's it. It really comes down to that at the end of the day, folks. And when it came down to the 1 stalemated and draw that round, just for clarity, Fire and Ice did win the first blood that round, yeah?
Yeah.
And
Fire and Ice. So Fire and Ice came away. I can tell you right now, I got it all written out. Fire and Ice.
Oh, man, you see this guy, y'all?
Round 1, Team Queso. 2 was Fire and Ice, which is the round that they gave up. Round 2
3 was the draw.
3 was the draw. Round 2, Fire and Ice gets first blood. 4 seconds later, according to my stopwatch, that's when the second kill came in. So it wasn't a trade. It wasn't one of those situations where I'm going to shoot you for your teammate to shoot me. It was a full 4 reseconds. That's enough time for you to get out, get rotated, get around somebody, and you still end up losing. You still end up getting retaken. So that to me is a big difference maker. Vasgar Escalation is a little bit different because of the respawns. You've got infinite. You can keep coming back, but I don't know how well that bodes for the retakes of Fire and Ice if they can't settle their tea kettles when they start getting killed off by Team Queso.
They will be able to get 1, but they can't get the second here. And F and I, they're able to hold the line. They're able to win that 2v2 fight, Colin, get the heal, press forward, and also things calm down on the other end of the map at their home hill as well. They got the setup that they won't, and they've assessed where all 4 players are.
You know what, Blaze? I don't want to make light of any situation, but I will tell you this. What looks like just happened were a little bit of technical difficulties. And to inform everybody in our stream, just in case you didn't hear earlier or we didn't get it out to you quick enough, Rise is having some technical difficulties along with Dream Conspiracy getting that match going. Dream Conspiracy, I believe, is the one with having technical difficulties, but because of that, we're letting that game kind of sit and reset while we try to get it under control because we want to bring you the best possible gears. We don't want anybody having to play with a disadvantage in this league. We want it to be completely settled out by the best of the best. And look at the way Fire and Ice is playing. They're trying to show they're the best of the best.
They are trying to show that they are the best of the best, folks. So this matchup will switch up our first matchup of the day, but if we get the results of that one, we most definitely will let you guys know by the end of the day who wins it. But focus, Fire and Ice versus Team Queso. This has been one that has been super exciting. And with it being tied up 1-1, we probably should have did another poll, okay? See if we can get everybody's predictions in, because I think this is one of those type of series here, folks. But even with that being said here, you're gonna see F and I with the love taps. Okay, Toti, with your old teammate there and Cristalize, like he wasn't filling in for you last split.
Hey, look, no love loss, all right? No love loss whatsoever. 250 points accumulated for the side of Fire and Ice. They had 2 good defensive stands early, and then what ends up happening is they flip the hills 2 times after that. They go 2 defensive stands followed by 2 hill flips to force the pressure somewhere else on the map onto the side of Team Queso. And I think that's the thing we need to make sure we take note of, is that Fire and Ice did it both ways, whether it was pressuring to the other side of the map to get a second hill or just playing defense. They did it in every which way, shape, and form they needed to get the job done in round number 1.
And that's how you got to be very adaptable when it comes down to a map like Vasgar, folks. You know, you could be, having some pressure rotating in one direction of the map, but eventually, depending on when you get those kills, you got to ask yourself, do I really want to cross my opponent's spawn? And that's when you have to just cut back, take a different route, just find the hills that you got and make the best of the situation that your team is in. Clarify, are we playing for domination? We're playing for points. What is it? And commit to it. As we're seeing on screen here, it's looking like Fearzly is having a connection issue right there towards the back end. Unarmored Marcus comes in. They're going to have to shut this guy down here.
He's a monster.
Get him back to the spawn. Trying to cap up hills.
He's too strong. You can't stop Armored Marcus.
They gotta trap him in the spawn. They gotta put 3 players around him.
They gotta give him a group hug. That's all it is.
Yeah, there we go. Oh my God, stop him, Dyslexic. He's going for B. What a flawless rotation here from Marcus. Look at the stride.
I like how Ribs is staying on Armored Marcus too. Like,
Yeah,
Armored
right?
Marcus is the MVP. He's the MVP right now.
Oh, folks, we're gonna get this one taken care of soon. Fearzly be back in momentarily, but luckily for us, we can hit the stalemate feature, get a restart, and we'll be back where we left off. One of our most favorite features that we've seen kind of get added in here as of late. But coming back to us right here, 1-1, Team Queso versus F and I. And is it 1-0 score lead or 1-1 in that round? It's 1-0, right?
It's 1-0. Yeah, this is
Okay.
round number 2. Fire and Ice wins round number 1. I'm not gonna lie to you, Blaze.
You want some predictions?
I didn't hear a countdown to us to come back. So I could have been caught drinking Dr.
I could have been
Pepper. I could have been eating.
This could have been off. Like we could have been all up in here. I could have had some brands in my hand, like that would have been on me. It would have been on me. But folks, we are here now. And going back to it, so Colin, we did predictions for our first match, but our first matchup, but I think we could do predictions now as well for Team Queso and Fire and Ice here, at least me and you when it comes down to both these squads, which is hard. It's still hard for us to do, and I'm happy it's not like an official prediction. And chat, you guys can let us know after watching 2 maps between both these teams, who you think got the upper hand here going into Vasgar, going into the series as a whole. And I will let you guys know it's Vasgar Escalation, map number 3, District Control, map number 4, and then we are going to have Clocktower Execution as map number 5. And with that being said, those last 2 maps can go Team Queso's favor, if you ask me.
Well, I think one of the things that so if I were to give my prediction on this, let me just restart. If I were to give my prediction on this, Fire and Ice to me is going to be the better escalation team. They're going to take a 2-1 lead going in to maps 4 and 5. The thing that I think sets them apart is they might be able to settle it at 3-1 because of the fact, and I'm not saying that Team Queso is a slouch at District. It actually boils down to the fact that since Fire and Ice can play with a lead, they can play ahead of the game. They're not so paranoid about losing that map, where there's going to become a time where if you're down enough in that map number 4, that Team Queso is going to have to just kind of fly at the hill. They're not going to be able to wait around for the extra the extra weapon respawns, try to get more power weapons in their hands. It will become about getting back to the hill to stop Fire and Ice from winning, much less than getting it to be 2-2, getting to go to that map 5. That to me is the big storyteller of this. If Fire and Ice wins this map 3, if they can win the escalation, which I think they will because they are probably the better escalation team, I do certainly believe in my heart of hearts that they're going to be able to play a little bit better going into map 4, and that will be the turning point.
And so what you kind of really described there is especially with that comfortability of Fire and Ice kind of having gone into that map number 4, if they do take this Vasgar, I think the best way to describe it, I've never gave it a term, but I'll coin it the peace of mind effect, okay? And what that is, you know, just kind of players and teams finding any leg up that they can get against their opponent so they don't have that pressure there on that backside. Fire and Ice, they go into map number 4 with a 2-1 lead. In the back of their mind, they're like, we got a guaranteed map 5 coming through, okay? No pressure, play our game, be comfortable, make the rotations, take the fights that we need to without fear that if we don't win it, that more pressure is stacking onto us to play perfect towards the back end of the map. Now, if Fire and Ice gets that early lead in these first few hills, that pressure on Team Queso is pretty much tenfold, okay? Hill after hill, point after point, because their back's up against the wall. They're in this series, and they have to play to perfection. So, in players, we're speaking of it from the sense of a series count too, as well. Having a 1-0 lead, a 2 map lead, 1 map lead, whatever it may be. But even in game, players will look back to stats. They'll hit the back button like, this guy's on bottom. I ain't losing no fights to him. Peace of mind, okay? So that peace of mind effect, you find it whenever you can get it. And they find it in all types of ways here. Team Queso, F and I, we're back in round number 2 here, folks, as we're going to see Team Queso spawning at the bottom end of the map. They will win the fight here at B. Their home hill was lost, but Team Queso making sure that they take out Dyslexic, get this kill cleaned up, back tank. Now, they're going to have to set up and either press forward or back up for that home hill.
Yeah, they're going to have to try to... I think they need to press forward. You can't really retreat in this situation because Fire and Ice, the way that they're going to be able to play this is back a little bit. You're going to see Fearzly be able to throw a flash. Somebody's going to be able to come to those middle stairwells and try to get Lancer Fire on, but they were a little too quick to the punch. Fearzly didn't have any help, and now Xploidz is going to get caught out. Xploidz is going to go down. That's 2 missteps back-to-back by Fire and Ice. I really enjoy the fact that Team Queso was quick enough to deal with that situation, but now Dyslexic is back over here at B. They get that first kill, and now it looks like Fire and Ice is going to have to play all the way back at their home. They're going to have to try to mount up a 3v3 retake here at the C hill.
All right, we'll see if they can break through. You see the Lancer Fire here coming from Team Queso in the back. Double flashes here on Sleeafer. He has Xploidz just enough time to be able to get into that prime positioning and keep Team Queso back with that Lancer angle that he has, and just forcing that pressure to clear the cover. Xclusive finds the headshot right there. Was it a pistol? Was it a Botox? I don't know what the hell. It was a Botox. Okay, Botox in his back pocket, able to take him out. But with that kill coming through, the trip cap domination was threatened there just for a moment. Fire and Ice still in the driver's seat of this round with the flank coming through, Colin.
Yeah, and what you see from Fire and Ice is their ability to over-rotate. It's one of the things that they specialize in, really, in my opinion. It's not just how quick they are to the punch and how good they are skill-wise and how talented they are. It's how fast they can maneuver around the map. Look at this wolf pack. Already one player up. Fearzly into the face of Cristalize. Shots onto him. Toti might be able to actually hop the cover, drop down, and try to get that angle onto Cristalize, but they don't press up just yet. Here comes Xploidz, waiting for Cristalize to possibly come back. The other 3 players, they realize they have a mismatch against Dyslexic, and Dyslexic is trying his best to come away with even a single kill. Not going to get anything to go just yet, and now Xclusive, he has to worry about the possible retake, but a great kill by Sleeafer onto Toti is going to try to even things out, but down to 15 seconds. They got to get over to B. They got to be able to get a break into that mid-neutral hill. 1 player waiting in the wings. Fearzly might go down here to Rezik. If Rezik can play up on him, beautiful body shot, gets the down, but over at the B hill, the 1v1. 1-5 Fire and Ice. They'll take a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, man, F and I here in this round just absolutely dominated there. Now, even outside of them, losing that initial fight at B, the 2 rounds in which we watched them win there, when it came down to the A hill and the C hill, those were pretty much their bread and butter throughout the entirety of it, making sure that they lock in that helicopter in the rival side of the map. So far, so good for them. We're looking at the weapon placements, and we see 2 different slots prioritized here. That could give us some indication on who may want to put a power weapon down first on the map. F and I, with the more forward secondary position here at the top, they put the Retro Lancer. Now, I kind of mentioned this yesterday, where Team Queso is placing their weapon. It's the safest location. You could take whatever nade you build up there and rotate it towards any direction of the map in a quick fashion. But one nade, but the other nade on the opposite end is typically used for the team fight at the neutral hill or whatever power weapons around it. So I think Fire and Ice got some tricks up their sleeve there. But as we're going to see, F&I with a quick cap on B, they're going to double back Dyslexic as fast as they can to get set up for the 2v2 fight at A. He goes down. His teammate Fearzly is able to get it down on top, and he squares this away with a 1v1, him having a height advantage.
I loved that fight by Rezik right there. The way he played that, the weight that he had, the patience he had to get that first kill is just phenomenal. It's standout. And now the respawn comes over. They're going to have a flank here on these two players. They need to get the team revives off. Not going to be able to get it. They're going to settle up the B hill with a two-person cap, and they still have the A hill. And look at this, coming through the middle of the map. Dyslexic is going to be trying to wait, but he gets called out. He gets marked out. Now Dyslexic is going to have to mount up here with Fearzly, try to stop the retake from the side of Team Queso. Two players coming through the luggage racks now. And ooh, all the way across the map. Beautiful little angle there from Cristalize, getting shots onto Dyslexic, trying to get him to be any kind of damage for them to be able to get a one-shot chunk or maybe even a down. Ooh. Beautiful first shot. Great second shot. Dyslexic has absolutely popped off here in the last 2 rounds to really give his team an advantage and a definitive edge in rounds 2 and 3 to try to take a 3-0 lead.
Definitive indeed. Now you're going to start to see F&I press forward, play for the trip cap domination. They clean up these kills over here towards the tank side of the map, already decapping their opponent's home hill, not being too overzealous, knowing that they got help coming from across the map if they need it through the crossfire, but they don't need to do much of anything if they just got a little bit of patience. Honestly, 60 seconds of patience, less than that on the clock. I'm just saying that in case the hill gets decapped, but they're just going to keep backing up, taking their fights and try to out-rotate their opponent. But where this gets scary is if they lose both 2v2 fights simultaneously, and it's like a coin flip at this level of gameplay. Fearzly with the beautiful back A. His opponent thought he was going to cut back, do a little cancel there, but instead Fearzly does commit and finds himself in better positioning. The B hill will not get decapped, and Fearzly holds his line there over there at the A hill. Great plays from Fire and Ice and good composure there in the late portions of the round.
Fire and Ice did the smart play. They played around the hills and not at them. They didn't give them the chance to go for the CQC. I love that opportunity by Fire and Ice over the B hill. I don't know if you had eyes on the mini-map Blaze, but they actually played to the front side of the hill, forcing those players to come down the alleyway of back tank, and then it got so late in the round that they had to basically go into the hill. They didn't have a choice. They didn't have any other choice but to try to get for the decap. Once they get in there, it's lambs to the slaughter, man. You're going to be able to make chops left, right, and center.
And what that is great objective gameplay, okay? Understanding everything that you have and what your opponent needs to play for, and then playing around that. And they let the time be their fifth man and be their ally here. And so that really was able to help them apply the rest of the pressure that they need on Team Queso to close out that round. 3-0 lead here for Fire and Ice as we head into round number 4. Kicking this one off with one of my favorite players of all time. It is Sleeafer. Flash in hand, he will get to the back tank. This is a mismatch, so he needs to go in right away. Gets the stun on Xploidz, but there's the flame grenade that picks up one, goes down. But Toti will be able to get out there towards the back end, and he's going to regroup with his teammates as Fire and Ice. They will win their 1v1 across the map. You got to give Dyslexic a lot of love for that. Secret man in the corner, but Sleeafer was waiting for him.
That's a beautiful job by Sleeafer. They get the B hill. They're going to rotate back and get their own home hill back now. Meanwhile, it's going to be a 2v2 here momentarily. Rezik bouncing around, trying to hold that shot like he did last time. Great Lancer fire by Xclusive. Hits about 10 shots as he just rolls into the fight and now goes to the back A. Won't be able to get it. The third player rotates over from Fire and Ice, and this has been a fantastic round for them thus far. They've rotated very succinctly to different parts of the map, taking different fights when necessary and getting the shots on. Xploidz is going to rotate all the way over to A. He's going to be able to pressure up onto the home hill, stop players from going into these fights extra. A double up A from Dyslexic gets the first. Back A tries to get the damage, doesn't get the down. He gets taken out. C hill maintained by Queso, and now it'll be a race to the mid-neutral.
All right, Queso, they're going to give up that C hill. They say, hey, you know what? We got as much as we wanted from our opponent's home hill. Now they want us to go back and get theirs at A. They will be able to do just that with Cristalize joining that fight with Sleeafer. Now on the back end, pressure coming in from Fire and Ice, assessing a quick 2v1. Not enough help coming in from Rezik, but Rezik, you see, making a quick rotation, telling his teammate, I'm sorry I lost you at the B hill, but I need to get over towards C so we can have a clean 3v3 fight with some good positioning, and Team Queso will do just that. This is the best round that I think they've had so far throughout the fourth, Colin, but here comes Xploidz with a quick double kill. Give him the third, and Dyslexic might take a 1v1 depending on how confident he is or how he's feeling from Xploidz. Triple kill off the other end of the map, and he didn't have the juice like he did.
Well, he gets that 1v1, and Xploidz is getting a beat down onto slow. Hey, thank you, Xploidz, for having your own team's blood spray. I appreciate you. I don't know if you care that I was the person that was bitching about teams not using their own orbs, weapon skins. Weapon skins in general.
Like, oh yeah, I agree.
You either, like, for me, if you're gonna be represented by an org, you need to have either the blood spray or whatever the esports
like your
skin
uniform,
is for
bro.
that.
You
That's
gotta
what
come
I'm
to work
saying.
today in your uniform, man.
You don't show up to McDonald's wearing Wendy's.
Bro, I remember we used to, like, when they first started coming out with different skins and like the whole squad used to match up, we felt like the shit. For real, that's the best way I could put it to you, okay? No matter what scrim, no matter what tournament, we went in fly feeling like the best team, feeling like we were in unison, like we had the best teamwork out there. Speaking of some good teamwork, this scoreline about to be 4-0, okay? Because F and I, they can't be outclassed right now from Team Queso on this map.
That's going to be 4 straight rounds where F&I has won the initial, so they haven't had to retake, which might have been their Achilles heel in that execution map number 2. The other thing, though, that has impressed me about Team Queso is that all 4 of the rounds have had to go to 250 points. Queso is yet to give up a triple cap domination. The closest we came was round 3. They got a decap, and then Dyslexic just left. He went right back to the fight across the map. It's the closest we possibly had, and it could have been decided by a 1v win by Dyslexic, but I think he made the veteran move. I think he made the smart move by saying, let me just rejoin my teammates. We'll get a win somewhere else and keep the pressure on him. I really love this by Fire and Ice. They're playing very mature right now in this escalation, but I think the thing that needs to be stated is how good Team Queso has played up to this point in a map, a game type that they have yet to play really definitively since becoming a team, because they've been in the 3-map pool. But they do get Torquebo off rip into the hands of Sleeper.
Yeah, and with Torquebo being revved, one will go on the ground, but it comes up a little bit short where it actually hurts his teammate just a bit. But even so, the flank was able to do nothing about it. Neither was Xploidz. So 2 quick kills coming out here from Team Queso. But F&I was being productive on the bottom end of the map, winning some battles of their own and find themselves another heal. E-heal is not capped just yet, but that's a beautiful down coming in, and Toti will be able to acquire the kill. I think he had to be aggressive to go with that one, so him and his squad can stay on this side of the map as long as they can and give their teammates enough time to set up elsewhere.
Here comes another Torquebo rev. They're going to try to get this shot up to the top right side of the map, stop them from being able to take that back angle. Still a big 2v2, and now a 3v2 as everybody's off of respawn. Torquebo still threatening, gets the kill on Dyslexic. Now it's up to Toti by himself. The longer he stays alive here, the harder life is going to be, but that's 3 down and dead quickly for Fire and Ice. It's going to be up to Fearzly. He's going to have to at least challenge this 1v1, maybe even go for a decap. Finally, one player is going to make it over to the home hill of Fire and Ice. He's going to be met by the respawns. Triple cap domination being threatened for just a moment, but Cristalize stayed in the area and a massive and very quick up A. I mean, quick as a hiccup, coming in like Barry Allen. His name was the Flash, getting that kill. But a quick set down by Sleeper, and now a double bounce. Xploidz misrolls and a beautiful lineup and final shot call there. Gets another kill for Sleeper, and then the wrap shot comes through for Sleeper. This could be and should be a Team Queso round because of the amount of pressure they've applied early in this one.
Oh, man. Well, hopefully Professor Wells in the reverse flash is not in this series here for Mr. Barry Allen here, because Team Queso, man, they're putting up a fight here, as well as Fire and Ice, as we are coming towards the back portions of this round. And E-Hill starting to get decapped here, but Xclusive missing a crucial shot over to cover. Sleefer not able to make it in time, and that E-Hill will transition on over towards Fire and Ice. And with those 2 hills, they will be able to get the win condition back in their favor. But you will see player 3 overextend on screen. Cristalize is able to get 1 kill. The help of Rezik, they need to acquire this one quickly and get this hill capped up, as well as double back to worry about their home hill. Team Queso need not get frantic with them having a lead here in the late game. They need to stay composed and play off the hard work in which they've already had here towards the early game, Colin. And they seemed a little bit more composed coming off a spawn to retake this D hill.
Cristalize has played picture perfect with that Phil for a very long time. He finally gets taken out. Triple cap domination ticking in. Just a few more seconds. They're going to get into the hill, though. Cristalize, beautiful win there at the home to stop the triple cap domination. Xclusive has the torque bow and is now going to be able to pressure onto that E hill. That'll keep them in the fight for now. And you see them going into the D cap there at the D hill as well. Sleeafer plays Xploidz like a fiddle, gets that shot on in the down. Only points, though, getting gained and accumulated by Fire and Ice. This is a chance for a retake onto the E hill. You see Fire and Ice now threatening to get the round win on a retake situation. A lot of decaps, a lot of stands to come through for him. Sleeper with another kill, just padding the stats at this point because I believe, Blaze, it's all over but the crying. Fire and Ice, they wrap it up 5-0 and take a 2-1 lead, going back to control on District.
Woo, Fire and Ice, hot like fire, adaptable like ice, man. You saw him there towards the late game. Really stay composed there throughout the entirety of it. Even with the Torque Bowl going in favor of Team Queso, Fire and Ice there, they found a way to get that pressure there towards their opponent's home hill, hold that line, get players rotated towards the mid-map, won some important 1v1s as well, and they was able to find themselves a win condition there towards the later portions of the round. And good job to them to be able to assess that and stay composed there towards the late game, because not a lot of teams are able to do that when a Team Queso look good there. But it just, you know, I think that's one of the worst ways. That's probably the best way they could have ended that map, to really set the tempo here going into District. Say, yeah, you thought you were going to get around, you thought you had us, but we showed you once again that we're the better squad.
Yeah, that's a great way to end that round, honestly, is the chance to really have that momentum get taken away. You take that momentum away from Team Queso by shutting down that 5th and final round. Even though you give up the initial on that round, you've taken the momentum back, and now you kind of have that steamroll mentality. You got to get the initial here on District, get some points in the bag, try to force Team Queso to start making mistakes, because something I was impressed with Team Queso in that entire map was how long the rounds were. Even though that's not a game type that they're very proficient in, that they've played a lot, not well versed in, however you might want to say it. And it might have been a 5-0, but I've got it counted at 4 out of the 5 rounds went over 3 minutes, Blaze. I mean, that to me tells me that even though it's a 5-0, that's not a very big blowout necessarily. It looks like it on the scorecard, but it's not that way in the trenches, and you got to really take a look at certain things like that. You got to deep dive to really figure out how Queso's losing these rounds. I mean, look at it, 300 to 262, 6-5, a 5-0, but every round but one going over 3 minutes. This kind of is neck and neck. Those rounds could have gone either way.
Also, too, like I go back towards map number 2 on checkout. Team Queso had the entire pace of that game in their favor. Yeah, they lost a few rounds there towards the back end, and they got scary for them around 11, but they stayed composed and they played off their lead. And I feel like they were still really comfortable there, which is weird to say. I know they went 12 rounds and went down to the wire. I know they was nervous on that last round, but just how they started the matchup, I feel like they were still comfortable even when they were losing rounds. So you take that, and then you going over, and as Colin's talking about here, even though it's 5-0 on Escalation, it was still a very long map for 5-0. Now, all those rounds going to over 3 minutes, what does that mean? What was Team Queso doing? They know how to play that map. They know how to slow it down and really pick up the tempo and try to. They understand the objectives that they have to play for in a moment on Vasgar, which is a lot harder when it comes down to all the other Escalation maps because of how asymmetrical it is and how the rotations work, right? It's a horse track from objective to objective. But F&I, man, they're just quicker. This squad has been together for a while. They're one of our best Vasgar Escalation teams. And for Team Queso to just slow them down and contest them as they did after that last map, I think they did a great job. I think they did a great job against Fire and Ice. But as me and Colin spoke earlier, Fire and Ice having a 2-1 lead going into District Control, we're scared of Queso, okay? Because we think F&I will be able to have that peace of mind effect, as we talked about earlier, that peace of mind of having a one-map lead for them to go in towards District Control and play down there perfect.
And you call it the peace of mind lead. I almost look at it and kind of compare it to front running, where you see a team in basketball get like a 20-point lead, and then they basically snuff you out. They are going to front run for the rest of the game. That, to me, teams like Fire and Ice and Vanquish, they are very good at that. They get out to an early lead. Even E United, we've seen in this split alone, when E United gets on that lead, they front run. They will put you down quickly. They are not going to give you a chance to get back in the map. Fire and Ice is kind of finding that momentum right now. Team Queso needs to have an early flurry. This is one of those situations where you got to maybe weather that initial storm from Fire and Ice. You can't let them get 3 or 4 kills. You can't let them get the power weapons and then get into the hill and then settle down and play defense. This, to me, is going to be the tale of how Team Queso responds in the first probably 3 minutes of this map. I would say first 2 to 3 minutes, really, because of the fact that you got to play through the first hill and then the second rotation. If they fail miserably at the first hill, but they answer right back and get a good lead, they cut into the lead of Fire and Ice with that second hill, we've got a little bit ways to go. They're not giving up any way, shape, or form. But if they get annihilated hill 1 and then they don't rotate hill 2, you're just flying.
It's gonna be scary, right? It's gonna be really scary for them at that point. I agree with you, Colin. I think Fire and Ice runs away with it at that point. So Team Queso, they're gonna have to focus up. All right, as we go in here into district control, this first hill is gonna tell us a lot. The second hill is gonna tell us even a little bit more. But if Fire and Ice does come away with a nice and solid lead, Team Queso, man, we're going to be paying close attention to them and their rotations, and they're going to need some highlight and some star players to rise up to the occasion to really overcome that pressure that Fire and Ice is going to have on them. So we'll see what happens, man. F&I feeling comfortable in this series, folks. We hope you all are having a fantastic time at home. Sorry you guys didn't get a chance to see the Rise versus Dream Conspiracy series if you're here for that one. But when that one is concluded, we will make sure that we guys get you the update. But we hope that you are enjoying Fire and Ice versus Team Queso, because me and Colin we're having a good time. Both these squads are putting on a show for us as we're about to get this district swaps taken care of and reloaded back up here in a second. So far, this series, it has delivered, man. You know, I wish we saw arcade open up a little bit more in competitive gameplay.
It would be hilarious. Honest to God, one of my ideas, and I always thought, like, I knew people would laugh at this. Whenever they came out with a new esports skin, I wish they would do a little teaser video for it by having, like, you open the arcade up in one video and then you kind of clip it to where it looks like the arcade hasn't been opened, but you can see inside the window, like, the Lancer and the Nash and the Snub of the new esport team, like when Hive debuted their skins or whatever, have them in there. So you have to open up the arcade and it's like some fancy thing where somebody walks in and then just picks up the Lancer and Nash and you can, like, zoom in on it and stuff. I always had these really cheesy cinematic ideas, but I'll tell you right now, they're all dumb.
Hey, well, you know, I wouldn't say that, Colin, okay? Because when it comes down to Easter eggs and gears, if you've been playing since the beginning, you love yourself some Easter eggs. I think the first one I ever discovered was checkout and the handle and checkout on the inside and the little creel that was in the back.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the first Easter egg I ever did. But it'd be nice if we saw the actual skins and a reveal with Easter eggs, maybe a little bit down the pipeline. Who knows, man? Gears is always creative with that. But we're watching Fire and Ice versus Team Queso here in map number 4. When it comes down to this initial, Fire and Ice will be able to come out victorious. 2 big kills being picked up there from Xploidz. Toti with the boom shot connect. Didn't get much damage there on Sleeafer, but he tried to go in there for the one shot. Fearzly gets caught out as well, trying to help out his teammates. And you're going to start to see Team Queso quickly assess that they have a 4v2 on a map, so they need to go. They need to find their 2v1s, and there's the pressure here on Dyslexic, but they need to continue to press forward because here comes the Lancer Fire in the back, Colin.
Lancer Fire from the other side of the map. They get inside of the info and the juice. And this is a good little answer from Queso. This is what I was talking about. They weathered an early storm. They only gave up about 24 points in one team fight. They come back off of respawn. They get all 4 kills. They get a team fight win, in my opinion. And they come away with points of their own. They're going to be able to tie it up and maybe even rotate to the next hill early and not give up the lead right back over. Dyslexic tries to go in for an up A, maybe a wrap, and Sleeper catches him sliding right in. Beautiful job.
Now Xploidz with the shot over the top. He's going to have to push back one. It's a little bit of damage on a second, but he will reset. 3 Team Queso members, they're looking to get aggressive. Flashes are out. They hop into the hill. They're trying to get back to the spawn, but they say this is an uphill battle. They don't want to fight. Beautiful dodge, but Rezik isn't sneaky enough in that corner. You see him trying to shove his right stick in there so he doesn't take any shots. Cristalize can feel his anxiety. Moves forward, gets the kill, alleviates pressure, but Fearzly on the flank.
Oh,
he's seen.
Yeah, they got to mark out quick on him. Sleeafer with an up A gets a little bit of help, actually. He doesn't get the down with that shot. They get the kill, but the cleanups come through on both sides. This hill is very hard to overcome because of the fact that there's two little kind of sneaky spots that you can sit in to keep it neutralized for a very long time. You really have to come away with some kills. You have to come away with a big fight win here and be able to pressure your opponents out of the map. And it looks like Team Queso pressured up the stairs, whereas Fire and Ice tried to pressure through the backside of the map. Xclusive gets one kill. And now here comes the flank out. Cristalize trying to help out. They get a second kill. They get the hill. That is a great job by Team Queso to not only get those kills, but solidify the hill and keep going forward in this round. This is exactly what we needed out of them to try to get it to 2-2 going into a map 5.
Yeah, Cristalize having a great performance to kick this one off. And you see the eliminations heavily stacked in the side of kind of Team Queso off these first few hills. But me and Colin talked about it. They needed to get off to a great start to set the pace up against Fire and Ice. If not, we felt like F&I would be too comfortable here having a 2-1 map lead and on one of their best control maps for Team Queso to overcome that. So we got a nice little map 4 in our hands for us so far. As we're getting ready to rotate towards next at ATM, it is F&I set up. They got one player at Cinema, one on the hill, 2 guarding a spawn. I love what I see, but player 7 will be the focus here of Team Queso as they're going to try to take this wide angle, go through this open area between Fountain and Cinema. They got to slowly push back Fearzly, and his rotation is a little bit late. He gets caught out, actually kind of over-rotates in that moment. He needed to call for help right there, but instead, Team Queso, with a man advantage and one boom shot in hand, does not connect, does not get the give that he needs.
A little too far, and I actually like what Fearzly did. Fearzly was trying to catch Rezik off guard, maybe get a down or two onto him to try to keep the boom shot from even being a factor in the first part of this hill. It gets shot across into the backside, doesn't get the down or the out. Dyslexic trying to get shots out, won't be able to get it.
What?
Beautiful back A there by Xclusive up over the top of the cover. I love the fact that players have really learned to take advantage of that shot. As you come off that cover, you can actually back A to whereas your gun swings in the air. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, since the shot comes out of the barrel now, it's not a center screen shot all the time. You can aim that barrel up to somebody trying to look over that cover and get that kind of chunk. It's just a shot you have to practice. It's not one that you get to use a lot, but if you work on it, it could come through in the clutch like it did right there for Team Queso.
Now, as you're going to start to see Team Queso here, they have this set up at ATM. Some big kills coming out for Fire and Ice. They got 2 and a boom shot in hand. Make it 3. Last member on the hill will be Cristalize. Toti taking his time, knowing that Cristalize has to be the aggressor. Solid defensive back A there in the moment. So, scrap time being collected here for Fire and Ice. The next rotation will be down low at Bandstand. They don't mind getting as much scrap time as they can because that's a quick rotation towards mid-map, and they also have the boom shot for this first team fight to buy them some time. If Xploidz is able to hold on to it, he will. But can he get the multi-kill? That's it. Get 2. You get 3, and your teammate may not have wanted that one, but I don't blame Xploidz for that. That's his teammate getting too aggressive. Now he needs to help because if he loses this fight,
that's the verticality.
He lost that team. That's Team Queso's hill right there. Good job there to Xploidz for staying cool, calm, and collected and locking it in.
The verticality in this map is very important on these 2 mid-neutral hills. Because you can shoot straight up and down those stairs, you can really put a team on the back foot, and that's exactly what they did. They could play back into the bandstand. They could give up all the positioning they needed to allow themselves to save their teammate. And Xploidz, he got to just play back. He got to sit back inside the bandstand with that Nasher out because any kind of damage coming into that fight allows him to get kind of one-shot chunks or one-shot downs. Sleeper goes for a little rotation, maybe to go over to get a revive off. But Xploidz actually, I think, gets pulled into this fight a little bit. But look at the way that Team Queso left that player. They left Sleeper to die to try to get a kill here on Dyslexic inside of the juice.
Yep, trade your numbers. If you're one of your teammates is lost in that 3v1, you find a 3v1 of your own, and Team Queso quickly does that. This next hill is going to rotate up top towards Pergola. They do have these spawns, but they also know that Fire and Ice, their focus is going to be getting those back spawns as well. So great focus there from Queso, knowing the most important spots of the map to really have their crosshairs placed on. So good job to them. And I love their defense. If you take a look at the mini map, they're just trying to figure out where are the numbers. That's how you do it. You let the boom shot pick it up again. Less animation there for them. Quick drop, pick up, Now here comes the force here from Fire and Ice, trying to force their way through Juice. I love the back. I love the positioning from Xclusive there towards the back, Colin. The lands are out. Helps gets a double down, but he didn't get enough help from his teammates there.
And real quick, I want to give a quick shout out to Xploidz. He's been playing with that snub for a very long time. He's actually gotten ammo given to him by 2 of his teammates. He can throw a second incendiary. Oh, he didn't get anything. I was gonna say he had every chance to get all those kills.
Double down.
Incendiaries,
he went for the shot.
Booms, everything. He's going for the shots all over the place, but he had the teammate help. Thankfully, was there. And also, Blaze, I'm going to throw this out there. I love to compare Control to a boxing match because the way this map started, I had it 3 team fights to 1 in favor of Queso. They were up a little bit over 100 to about 30 points. Fire and Ice has roared back. I've now got it scored 4 team fights to 3, and they are about to take the lead. Think about that in just terms. Like, you can win a couple of rounds as a boxer, but if somebody can really weather that, withstand that, you can come back in the fight if you can land a couple of haymakers, which is what Fire and Ice has done these last 2 hills.
And we know F&I has that stamina when it comes down to Control, folks. You're seeing it right here on your screen. Now, this is the 15 fight here as we're fighting for new positioning. Xploidz is trying to get in and get that down. He picks up 2. What beautiful movement from him. And this fight's still going on because Team Queso, they're collecting points in the hill. You're going to see Rezik be able to draw 2 players towards the spawn. But will it be enough here? Will it be enough for Cristalize to hold his positioning? It will not. Fire and Ice will move in and get set up for the hill. So who do you credit that team fight towards, Colin?
That was, to me, that was Fire and Ice. They got 2 kills up at the top, even though 1 kill was traded out in favor of Team Queso. Xploidz gets the double down. They get 2 kills. They get a 3rd, and then finally a 4th, and they break into the hill. I've got it now at 5 to 3, but that's how I kind of look at this.
Agreed.
You might come away with a 3 versus 3 team kill, but that 4th kill gives you the advantage going into that final part of the hill, gives you the chance to get points. And Dyslexic, he's playing a little reckless right here, but he's trying to buy positioning for Xploidz. And that right there, that's an answer back. 3 dead from Fire and Ice. They have to rotate over to the new side of the map toward the back of the cinema. That's a team fight right back in favor of Team Queso. They answer a body blow with a body blow.
Blow for blow here. Crystallize. He gets back down. He's going to lose his teammate in Sleeafer. Finally taken out as next hill will be up top here towards cinema. Rezik, can he get it done? This is a big 1v1. If he can win it, he does. Here comes Xclusive, and Team Queso will get control of cinema for now. Currently, a 3v2 battle form. They got support here from Sleeafer behind him, and who else would you want support from? Okay, folks? Now, here comes the retake for Fire and Ice. Can Xclusive hit the shots that he needs to? Beautiful point blank. Put some shots in on the first player, and Rezik cleans house. Beautiful team fight there for Team Queso. They lock in cinema and spread out.
They lock in cinema. They're going to lock in about a 30-point lead one way or another right here, and they're going to start forcing Fire and Ice to play into the hills here as they get up over 200 points. This is, again, what I think people need to make sure they take note of. Team Queso's played very aggressive. They want these points. They want to force Fire and Ice into the hills to try to guarantee this 2-2 going into that map 5, that execution. Crystallize playing to the backside of the cinema, goes down. Rezik trying to play up and out, trying to play a little bit of a hero role. And look at the extra rotation in from Sleeafer. Big team fight won yet again by Team Queso. Xclusive hops. He gets dropped. Now it's going to be up to Toti to get one more kill over the top of the cover. Won't be able to get both of them. And they will win this fight, win this hill, and be up to about 250 if they stay here the whole time.
That has to be my favorite shot ever, or out of all gears. Like, I don't like L triggering over covers. I hate cover fights from that sense. I'll blind fire over some cover, okay? Just blind fire and hit bricks right there safely, as you saw Toti do. But even with those kills coming through, you did see the rest of this time still get collected here from Queso top cinema. But while that was happening, Fire and Ice was trying to get positioned down low at bandstand. Team Queso is still in a fantastic position to contest from the top side of the stairs. And now you see Rezik with an even more advantageous angle right here. It's coming from Juice. Damage on 3 different players, but is it enough? Can his teammates capitalize off on it? A dodge from the incendiary grenade is there, but Sleeafer already taking a lot of damage. But even with him being composed in the corner, quick revive there from Dyslexic, trying to show real composure in the moment as he's able to take out Crystallize. Here comes the cavalry. Fire and Ice will lock in his arcade hill.
They got to hold this down, though, for most of this time, trying to get it back close. It's 241 to about 230 if they stay for every single point of this hill. And any neutralizations on the side of Team Queso are going to be absolutely huge. Inside of this little bit of a juice angle here, shots onto Xclusive, gets one down onto him. Trying to continue to apply pressure here onto Rezik. A second down, both comes out on the players. There's going to be a third player left in the area. Xploidz, beautiful turn there, gets the shot on the takedown, and here comes Sleeafer. He's going to take over the bottom side of the hill now. Flash out toward Xploidz. Not going to be able to get the stun to go just yet. Planning to play back. Shots over the cover. There's those big bricks that Blaze was talking about laying earlier, but he still gets taken down. Beautiful rotation by Fire and Ice. They get the kills, and they are now only about 20 points down, and the next hill will be top left-hand side of the mini-map, but this may be the hill that decides this entire map.
It just may be, folks. It is a close one here in map number 4, District Control. Team Queso fighting to stay in this series, fighting to prove the haters wrong. They say, oh, you don't think we should be at the top? Well, let's prove you guys wrong by taking down 2 of the best teams out there today, and so far they are still on track. Okay, they're looking good to do so. Granted, a tall task, but here in map number 4, so far they're looking good to force that map 5. But Fearzly picks up the boom kill. Sleeafer finds one there towards the back end. Team Queso, they are still with beautiful positioning. Great lancer fire from Xclusive, looking for some help from his teammate. He's trying to put out as much damage as he can. The fact that he takes one to the grave, it means everything here when it comes down to this team fight, because the 3v3 fight, his teammates feel comfortable having that little bit of verticality on top of the hill, understanding where the rest of these players are, Colin, and they will be able to clean house if they can pick up this last one. Oh my gosh.
Lexic tried to get a little turnaround right there. 19 seconds to go. This is going to be coming down to one last final push for Fire and Ice. They got to not just get into the hill. They got to keep it neutralized for quite some time and possibly win the fight. Fearzly just bouncing around, getting shots on. There's an instant to the backside of the hill for Toti. He's going to go down now. One player left in the area. Not going to be in time. Not going to be enough. Woo! And Rezik and the boys from Team Queso, they're not going to just make it rain kills or bills. They're going to make it rain hills and points. They're going to take us to a map 5, and they're going to say, oh boy, we hope to get this execution under our belts just like we did map number 2.
Man, Team Queso staying alive in this series. We said they had to start off hot here in District Control. They did that, and they also finished off hot as well. It's going to be Execution Clocktower as our map number 5. Folks, don't go anywhere. When we come back, we got the conclusion of this series. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Gears of War Pro League Split 3 Phase 2 Day 6. I'm your caster, God Blaze, joined with the fantastic Colin Pro Clark. And we just got done watching an epic map number 4, District Control between Team Queso and Fire and Ice. And when I tell you, man, these two teams have been battling tooth and nail, blow for blow, kick for kick, shot for shot, just matching each other's energy. And this series has been a pleasure to watch, Colin.
It really has. I love to see the rise to prominence for Queso. I mean, one of the things that stood out to me in the mid-split playoff is Queso not only had to try to either beat Elevate, or I believe it was Spy Gaming, to get into the Pro League. They lose to Elevate, I believe, if I remember correctly, was map 5. No, I knew they lost to Elevate, but I think it was map 5, if memory serves me correct. It went all the way to the execution. And it was one of those things where I was afraid they were going to be deflated, and then they came out against Spy, and they just went nutty buddy, and they have really not slowed down since then. They have rose to prominence probably quicker than any other squadron we've seen. We talk about the rise to prominence of a team like Oxygen, a team like Vanquish, where they finally won their first championship under that banner. But for me, it's like the way Team Queso has come out, it is just they've taken everybody by storm.
Yo, they really have. And thank the Lord that we got Team Queso in the lead, because, man, I tell you, them devils, them demons, they tried to keep them out, okay? Them demons tried to keep them out, Colin, okay? But Team Queso, they made it in. And I'm happy that we do got them here in the league, okay? Because they have been one of our best teams to watch, and it's a reason why they're undefeated. They are undefeated. Let's not take that away from them, okay? Even coming into this series, being undefeated, people probably still favored Fire and Ice. And Team Queso says, hold up, you guys got to give us a second look out here because we are here to play. And as we head here into Clocktower, you guys, okay, now, when it comes down to this map, Colin, oh my God, hold up. We're hopping into it right now, folks. Let me just make this one official, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to head into map number 5, Clocktower. Team Queso versus Fire and Ice. It's you boys, Colin and Crow Clark and God Blaze coming at you guys live here as we're about to enter an epic map number 5. Colin, what does Team Queso need to do to stop Fire and Ice right now?
Team Queso has to stop Fire and Ice from overloading that sniper side of the map and getting the sniper into the hands of Xploidz. We've seen him be very dangerous with it. And early in this round number 1, Dyslexic is going for a little overload onto the frag grenades. Xclusive, he's going to try to fly across the middle and secondary spot to get a couple of kills. Right now, first blood won by the side of Team Queso. They get 2 kills. Fire and Ice only gets 1, and now Team Queso has the advantage to kind of rotate through the map, take the spot behind the cars, wait for the hill to spawn, and real quick, Blaze. Oh, real quick, watch that man's head go bye-bye. I mean, like,
he's gonna snipe too. This guy's gonna snipe as well.
I'll do it.
Almost, but go continue.
I was thinking about this. I was thinking about Queso's mix-up or their genetic makeup. You know how most people always talk about recycled pros, all that good rap, the same names over and over again? When you look at Xclusive, Sleeafer, Cristalize, and Rezik, they at one point have all been, and I think this is actually really crazy to me, they've all been the most underrated player on their team and the best player on their team. At some point or another, they've played on squads where they've been the most underrated guy. Like if you look at Rezik on Reciprocity, everybody talked about Icy and Fran and Rushies, and Rezik kind of got lost in the sauce, but he was still that guy. He still put on for his squad. You look at Xclusive, you think about all those squads with Mazer Gaming, and at one point he was just a head down Slayer, then he becomes an IGL, then he rotates into a hybrid role. He becomes the best player on the squad. Sleeafer, always looked at in a secondary thought and a secondary breath because he was always playing with the king of Latin America. Now Sleeafer is putting his squad on his back and getting absolute montage-like kills. And of course, Crystallize, we've known how bad he's been for quite some time. So it looks like Team Queso found a recipe to basically, I mean, I don't want to say they baked a cake, but by God, they looking fantastic. They looking delicious right now because they take it at 2 people in the Pro League.
When it comes down to this cake getting baked, Colin, you got to look at it like this, okay? They got some prime ingredients that came from 4 different distributors, all right? They got prime flour, prime sugar, prime butter, and prime something else. I don't know, okay? But before me and Colin go into the whole food conversation, look at just the prime gameplay on your screen. Being down in a 3v4, you just see them be able to hold the line, get the 2 kills that they need. And it was F&I who was able to get those nades early on. And I don't even think the sniper's in play as well. No, actually, it is still there. This is where Team Queso can kind of really turn things around if they want to. But the hill's going to be up top at the neutral. And with F&I push coming in maybe too soon in the round as they tried to end that one, they're probably regretting it in this moment. This is where you're going to need some prime Lancer fire coming out of Fearzly here towards his back pillar. He's going to need a really good angle to support Toti. And with that down coming through, Toti goes in for the point blank. That was the best play he could have made in a moment, folks, to get a quick shot and reset the fight into a 2v2. But instead, it will be another Team Queso round. And, you know, Colin, as you were talking about before, when it came down to the team, just on a simpler sense, I agree with you. All 4 of these players being undervalued on other squads coming together. You have a really selfless squad here. And when you have all 4 players like that, you feel like you can do anything. You got faith in everybody. It's no one superstar. There's no one top performing player, no bad player on the team.
Same Achilles heel. I hate to say deja vu, but right now, Team Queso, they didn't get first blood in round 2. They come back and win it. Same situation as Checkout. If Xclusive goes down here, there might be a chance for them to come back, but Sleeafer ends up sacrificing himself off to the gods. It's going to be a 3v4 situation. So once again, Fire and Ice with first blood. Little misroll into Dyslexic. Now Dyslexic has the angle. 3v2, now 3v1. Fire and Ice should be able to wrap this round up. They're going to be able to start a comeback a little bit sooner. They get the first blood and convert round 3.
Yeah, good job to F&I in that round. Definitely needed to come away with that. So as you're going to start to see Xploidz 3 kills, 2 assists at the top of the feed. Now, we'll see what power weapons both these squads want to prioritize. I got a feeling in my gut that Team Queso is going to go for this quick snipe pickup. And I honestly don't like Team Queso's gameplay when it comes down to Clocktower, just because I've seen them lose that conversion when it comes down to grabbing snipe and then going for the other power weapons down low, and them not getting the most out of power weapons in which they have in the moment. And, you know, their opponents find a win condition with the second snipe and the nade. So it's easily counterable, but we haven't seen them do it as much as they did when it came down to qualifying for the Pro League and some of their early matches in the league. Quick pick up there for the nades with Dyslexic. Whoa, he's at 1 HP. And you're going to start to see Rezik move in just a bit because he knows that he doesn't want Dyslexic to get his health back fully, so he at least tried to contest them. But here's the push up top. Team Queso, they got it down. They couldn't capitalize off of it, Colin. The first nade is dodged, but maybe the second could do something.
Flashes out. You see, it looks like Team Queso is trying to overload the bottom side of the map. Now they're trying to get in a position where they might be able to sneak a kill out, maybe even get up onto somebody. Rezik is going to pick up that flash grenade all the way back in the spawn. Cristalize down, gets cleaned up, thankfully. So first blood over to the side of Team Queso, or first blood over the side over to Fire and Ice, excuse me. Shot out by Fearzly, doesn't find it, but it looks like they're going to hold on to the back of this car because I believe that hill spawns right in the middle of the map now. It might be behind the car, and I don't know if you're going to be able to go in there because a quick headshot could finish you off.
I love the angles from the guy in nades is not getting pushed out. He'll be there an entire portion of the round. If F&I was smart, they would have 4-man rushed the guy in the other spawn, but they're not worried about it because they say, hey, we got a main advantage. We got a sniper. Even if these guys go for the hill, we can push them out. Team Queso is going to play this one very defensively. The first snipe is missed. A 3-man rush to the back. The down comes through. They get the positioning they need. Even with the snipes not hitting, it was still a hard task for Xclusive to be able to hold back all those players without getting the support fight that he needed in a moment.
And there's going to be the round conversion. They don't even need the hill. They're going to play out and kill Sleeafer off, get all 4 kills. They get the victory. 2-2 we go into the 5th round. And right now, Fire and Ice has won 3 straight first bloods. Not trades, just straight first bloods to be able to try to get this lead going in this situation. But, oh boy. Xploidz might want to settle down because his ping is getting a little crazy, baby. He's getting a little crazy.
Yeah, no, it was like that in the first map. They won it, though. You know, it's been like that most of the series, you guys, when it comes down to whatever hosts we're currently on. But Xploidz, man, he ain't going to complain. He's just going to fight his way through that 100. Ping! Sleeafer with a quick pickup on the snipe. The revive is there. The double down is there as well. Great focus fire from Fire and Ice, but maybe even better composure from Sleeafer to get out. Great body shot, push back Xploidz, but he misses the second shot. He out automatically, but misses the shot. But the teammates of Team Queso, the teammates of Sleeafer, will be able to hold the back stairs, and they don't push out completely, able to get some of this topside advantage. Now they're trying to pinch these final 2 players of F&I, and they do a fantastic job at moving from a defensive position into an offensive position where they have these 2 players pinned.
And right there, Xploidz, I don't know why he didn't pull snub. He didn't try to get any extra damage on. He's holding the shotgun like he's trying to protect Toti, but it's a weird situation because they're both stuck at the bottom of these stairs. They're going to get trapped down here. There's the snub out finally from Toti trying to just get a down, trying to get somebody to get outed so they might be able to get a kill. But 3 kills come through. It's up to Xploidz now in a 2v1. Tries to rotate back onto that player on the stairwell, and Xclusive cleans him up. That was a trade first blood, but Team Queso did get the second kill first, so I gave them the first blood advantage, even though the first kill of the map technically went over to Fire and Ice. It was a pure trade. 1 kill for 1 kill within an instantaneous moment. Second kill coming through for Queso, so I have to give them the benefit of the doubt in the first blood category.
And, you know, valiant effort there for Toti there in the later portions of that round, trying to clutch up. He just needed Xploidz to kind of match his energy right there. They may come out with a crazy 2v3, but you know, winning any man disadvantage in execution at this level of gameplay is extremely hard. Down low in this fight, Dyslexic once again with a quick nade pickup. Rezik can't stop him, but he can trap him if he wants to go in there for it. Oh, Dyslexic missed that shot, but Rezik didn't hit him with a great enough spread for him to get the confidence to move in off his right hand. His patience is key in this moment. He's really dictating this fight. Up top, multiple downs going through. but they will reset that fight up top. So this comes down to this 1v1 down low. Dyslexic moves back, but as he moves back, he takes a right hand, opens himself up for the cross up top. The first nade is missed. He's full red. A quick L trigger around the cover to dodge the shot from Rezik, and he gets him with the last nade in the end. Now he gets the flank, alleviates some pressure from his squad as Team Queso runs into the Lancer fire of Fire and Ice off the back of a 1v1 here from Dyslexic.
There it is, the third round, 3-3, all tied up. And I mean, this is going to be a situation coming down to the wire. This might go back to a round 11, Blaze.
It might. It just might. I wouldn't be surprised either, because I can see F&I, man, they don't want to lose this one, folks, okay? We're tied up 2-2 in a series. 3-3 in map number 5. It's a best of 7 remaining. You would have thought this was classic execution. Here comes a push across Clocktower. No initial damage coming in here for Team Queso. Not enough. No power weapons picked up as well. And a nades in the hand of Dyslexic. 3 nades in the back. Connects on 1. 3v3. Still winnable for Queso, but Dyslexic can't die. And he says, I shall not, without taking another to the grave. Now it's up to Xclusive. Left in a 1v2, trying not to waste any time, seeing if he can play off whatever damage his teammates put out, but he can't get it done, and it's F&I who will pull away with the lead. What the hell was that push from Team Queso, Colin?
It was like they were trying to just scuttle the numbers. They were trying to get a couple of flashes to maybe get some stuns off so that they could try to fly across the secondary spot there in front of the balcony and just get those early downs like they did a few rounds ago, but back pillar position was just too strong. I believe it was Fearzly playing in that back pillar position. His Lancer got a couple of damage shots on, but then he gets that first down, and once that first down came through, it was really too much. They had to just try to retreat at that point. They were playing off the back foot. It gave up positioning over to the side of Fire and Ice, and they just continued on a warpath. Snipe picked up in the hands of Sleeafer. Quick little revive out, but a beautiful headshot on a Toti. Now nades come in. The nades don't make any kills. They don't convert.
Oh, save your teammate. Trying to thread the needle, misses the second shot. 3v2 for Team Queso. I don't know how that nade didn't do anything, but it was well timed. I don't know. He came off the revive. Maybe his animation went back in cover, but regardless, quick plays and decision-making coming out of Sleeafer. Now the round is slowed down. Flash grenades picked up from spawn. Frag grenades in the hands of no one on the map. Torque bow still up. Let's see how Team Queso wants to play it.
I think they're going to have to go wide here. They have to try to find a player coming down to the bottom of the hill early so that they can try to get a kill, because right here, they've split up so much that there's no way they don't know that he's on that side of the map, by the way. Xploidz has to be called out. They might go for a double push. I love the rotation up top, by the way. Xclusive just popping from one side of the stairs to the other. He's gotten marks on both players. They have all the intel they need now.
Everything.
I mean, they know whether or not they have to go for a 2v1 on one side, who's going to push where. This is going to be a long-range flash to the back side of the map for Xploidz and then try to push up those stairs. He's just going to try to get into the grill of somebody.
Sleeafer, 5 shots left. The flash isn't going to do much. A late frag grenade pickup. That flash will get Dyslexic up the stairs into the sight lines of Sleeafer, but that nade, did it bounce back? No, it doesn't. It goes forward. It gets the second player off the hill, but he cannot find himself in a position to get a kill there. 4-4 on the board. This is coming down to the wire, folks. Down to the last second.
Queso has just played so unbelievably well in tight situations and in tough spots. The way that they're getting team revives off, the way that they're able to really force the players from Fire and Ice into a bad situation. We have a disconnect here.
Let's do this.
So Xploidz has dropped, so we're going to have a little bit of a technical timeout.
I will say, like 2 rounds ago, I said we were in the best of 7, technically in the best of 5, but you know, you guys, quick math in a moment. You know how it is. Just realized that.
Look,
we got a lot of less rounds.
You had round 18 continuations. Nobody blames you for thinking it could be a best of forever, okay?
Continuation?
Don't go there.
Don't bring up the last continuation series we ever had in Gears of War. You'll piss some players off. You'll piss Xplosive off. You talk about that one.
We ain't talking about it then. Just not talking about it. I'm not making that man mad for any reason.
Oh my God. I was in the midst of that one. It was, what was it? It was, you know what? We didn't realize that continuation series have been gone for so long, but during that tournament, continuation series used to be a part of Gears for a very long time. And they were very, very long series. It really was.
Hey, Ribs, can you do me a favor? Just a solid, go back over to the cog spawn right now. Just behind. Oh, never mind.
You said no. No. Wow. He says, hey, no, you know what? I think I know how you do it. Oh, so what you got to do is that you got to say, hey, Ribs 2 times. Oh, no, he's not a 2-time champion. He's a 5-time champion.
I thought it was 7.
7? I don't know. You try if you could. It's like rubbing a genie bottle. See if you got the magic words.
Ribs, you absolutely handsome devil, you pure athletic god of a human being. You gift to the god. Yeah. Oh man.
These horses got horns?
Yeah, didn't you ever? Oh, never mind. You don't play campaigns. I always forget.
Hey, hold on. I do play campaigns. What you talking about?
Did you play 5s?
That's a nice banner in the background, Colin. Tools of War, the exhibition. I did play 5. I didn't finish 5. Didn't finish it. I didn't have you.
I just got to tell me when, man. I've actually gotten like 7 people the inconceivable achievement.
That sounds hard.
It's a long time. It's like having to wake up, and it's mainly my friends from the European region that are like real grinders. So I'm having to wake up at like 3 in the morning and
the dedication
and play campaign to help people get inconceivable achievements. Because you got to beat every chapter on Inconceivable. I don't know. Did you ever see the stream where Rise was trying to play the campaign on Inconceivable when the?
No, I did it.
Oh no, it wasn't Rise. It was franchise. It was UMG. It was like opening weekend. The servers weren't working with anybody.
Oh, when Gears 5 first dropped, right?
Yeah, when Gears 5 first dropped. I don't remember if it was Inconceivable or Insane that they played it on, but watching PvP players not understand how slow you had to play against bots was the best thing I've ever seen.
Because what happens with PvP players is that we're like, yeah, we're that skillful. We can quickly run through everybody. But as soon as you come out of cover, it's a wrap for you, bro. It's
bots
over.
Don't miss, and they have 7 times your health. They have 7. Like, there was one moment, I think Franchise, like, bounced around like a Grenadier that, like, the first time you run into a Grenadier, he bounced around this Grenadier and hit him with, like, 8 full spreads, and it just didn't chunk him. And you could just hear it in Fran's voice, like, the horror. The sheer horror that was happening.
He's like, what the hell is this thing made out of? What's going on? I've taken down some of the best of the best. Atmo, Hair, Insanes, Explosive, Kitty, but I can't take down this Grenadier. I'll be feeling demoralized. That sounds like terror. But folks, as you guys can see here, we are waiting for one player for Fire and Ice to get back into this game here. So far, we have had an exciting series. We are in I want to say right now we're all tied up 4-4 here in this last map. It's a best of 3 remaining, and we didn't get that last player joined in just yet, but soon we'll get in. If you guys are just coming in, the series have been great. You guys missed out on 4 fantastic maps right before this one, and we honestly got blessed because this wasn't our series that we had scheduled. It was Rise versus Dream Conspiracy, and we'll give you guys the results of that one a little bit later on. But for now, Team Queso, undefeated in our pro league, coming up against an opponent that some people didn't think that they can win against, but they're proving a lot of people wrong as they are in this series all the way down towards the wire. And we will have Xploidz join the game. We will be getting this one back underway momentarily when we get this next stalemate.
Fun fact, I think Quartermaster Keegan is the youngest version of Keegan we have, because you have Quartermaster Keegan, who had to basically be like a staff sergeant because he was in control. He was your quartermaster. He was in control of whatever artillery you were taking into the field with you. And then you have Onyx Guard Keegan, where he joined the Onyx Guard, but he never actually got to see battle because he was stationed on Azura. until the fight came to Azura at the end of Gears 3. That's the first time that Keegan as an Onyx guard ever actually got to fight. Like, he got the rank of Onyx guard and never really got to fight, which is why he takes up the mantle of being a Hive Buster. He wants to prove that he was worthy of being an Onyx guard.
Wants to prove that he can fulfill his duty. Well, we'll see if these players can fulfill their duties here because their fans need them here. As we're here towards the late game, you're going to see Xclusive rush for all the way through. So many players rushing Fearzly there towards the back, but Xploidz was able to find a kill. Toti is able to get the down, dodges a few shots, but the pressure from Team Queso proves to be too much, and Dyslexic does not come through in time with the flank, but one nade in hand backs up the assault, but not long enough as Team Queso goes to series point.
1 round away now for Team Queso to, try to, this is, there's no other way to say this. This is an upset. Team Queso is brand new to the Pro League. They come out of relegation this split. They're going up against a team that has been a perennial favorite to win mid-splits, majors, matches in Pro League. We're on map 5. It is 5-4, and Fire and Ice is 1 round away from, beating up on Pittsburgh Knights a few nights ago to losing to a brand new team in Pro League and Team Queso.
The revives are there, but the power weapon was not picked up. They had to abort the mission, but great composure there from Team Queso backing up like that. But F&I, they did lose an opportunity right there to be able to capitalize on some kills, and neither squad has any utility grenades to use anymore. They kind of blew that entire load off that first initial, but a reset is here. 4v4 on the map. No frag grenades picked up just yet, but you gotta think that both these squads have it in the back of their mind that someone's gonna go towards that area of the map eventually.
I think Fearzly, I was going to say, Fearzly's looking for that angle by the sniper. He's trying to get into that side where he's able to just shoot down onto Rezik and force him out of that secondary spot. Fearzly had a great position because anybody that poked their head up to shoot back at him was going to get matched up because it is a 3v3 up here. It's a true 3v3. You can play man up. You can't really play zone type defense. You can't just kill anybody that comes in your area. You got to be able to make sure your player doesn't get loose into this situation. Now you see Dyslexic, a couple of back A's out on him. A big shot by Rezik gets the down. Quick rotation in by Xploidz, trying to get the revive off. Rezik goes in for his own back A. Got a teammate right there for his own revive as well. So this will be settled back out. Dyslexic has 7% remaining.
Oh man, he's gonna get another breath of fresh air right there just momentarily, but it's a quick rush and dash to the hill. Team Queso gets in position first. Xploidz taking a lot of damage, but Rezik missing that shot. He needs to move in for the kill cleanup, but he can't because of the Lancer Fire coming down from up top. It is going to be a Fire and Ice victory in round number 10 as we move on over towards round 11 because those 2 draws don't count. We're tied up 5-5 once again, Colin. You called it earlier that we may be in this position. It's coming down to the wire. So far, you've got a chance to see 10 rounds across the board. Quickly, what does each team need to do for success?
Team Queso's got to get that sniper, and they got to get it back behind back killer. Fire and Ice, they have to stop the overload. They have to get that first down. Every time they've gotten first blood, or every time but one, Fire and Ice once again has had the same backstory. They've got to convert the first blood. They go in for the double push toward the sniper. They get the first down. That's absolutely what they needed to do. But big back A's out again by Rezik.
There for the revive.
Will slow down the pushback from Fire and Ice. And again, another trade comes out with another down coming through onto Rezik. So both teams trying to get these kills to convert. Can't get anything to go just yet. Both secondary players, though, Rezik might be on his last, or no, both players still have 2 downs remaining. There have been 3 different downs in this matchup.
And when it comes down to it, no utility grenades left either. We saw that last heal, the last neutral heal, go down low towards mid cars. This could come down to a 4v4 brawl or stalemate up top at the center line. Because I don't see anyone making a play for Snipe. We just saw this same scenario towards the last round, but we do got some very edgy. We got some very smart players in here. Some players who think outside the box, some great IGLs, and maybe they got some intel from that previous round to be able to find an opening in this current stalemate here, because I'm trying to figure out where does it happen. You know, back in my day, Colin, you send a guy there towards that mid pillar, you cross down on that line and you get the host spot down. And as soon as you do that, your opponent is almost forced towards that corner of the map. And next thing you know, you just collapse on them. You know, take over back pillar, push them down.
You know what the linchpin of this is?
What?
Dyslexic is the only player on the map right now. Utility grenade.
Is it? Isn't it Dyslexic?
Dyslexic is the only player with a utility grenade.
Oh, it is. Yeah, he does have one.
Sleeper gets the kill on them, though. They give up the initial first blood.
Oh my God, and it comes down to a 3v1. Team Queso with the quick reactions, the first blood in the round 11. They get it done, and what could have been the linchpin was the first kill to come through. Make it rain, because Team Queso got nothing but cheddar.
Fire and Ice is going to be kicking themselves. The 2 execution maps go the distance, and in both situations, they lose 6-5, and both maps, Fire and Ice fails to convert on one single round that they get first blood on, Blaze. It takes 1 kill, 1 round, 1 situation to get a map in your opponent's favor. That's how close these pro teams are. And it comes down, even if they still had a shot to win it, Dyslexic has that utility. He's the only one with a flash grenade on the map. Why in God's name do you not rotate him either early or put him up top, so if anybody tries to Lancer down, like Team Queso did to help get that initial down onto Dyslexic to help get that kill, you can flash him and stun him to stop him from returning fire down low. They put him in the front of the map, and they don't allow him to get into a power position where he can either use that flash to his benefit or go up top and stop the cross. That, to me, is a miscommunication. You know damn well that some of the IGLs from years past would have had him do that sneaky transition where he comes to one stairwell and then they send somebody back down to the bottom. They would have gotten him into a better position. That boils down to not converting all your first bloods and then not taking advantage of your, not taking the best possible shot with your advantage.
Yeah, man, and you know, hopefully he did communicate that to his teammates that he did have the nade. But with that last heal being down low, they would have had to just rotate a little bit earlier, put more usage into it. And in those scenarios, sometimes you just, any little advantage that you have to find a way to capitalize on it. But you know, that's the tale of that tape there, folks, okay? But not the whole tale, because as you're looking at this replay footage, it was a lot to say. It was a lot of action from both these squads. You saw some rushes there, picking up some big kills. You saw some awesome snipe plays, but you know, this was the late game where Dyslexic is down, Xploidz gets taken out. The cavalry can't come quick enough, and Team Queso, man, just a squad that has been rising to the top of our pro league, undefeated, the best team we currently have in our league. And tonight they got to defend that up against the United, as they're currently 4-0.